So I'll say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anywhere in the world you hear me. So for our project phase, the workshop we'll be having is product presentation workshop. It's going to be a workshop like you can see on the screen. So it's very hands-on. We are here to all learn and ensure that we know how to put our product out there. You need to have a compelling approach when it comes to your product presentation. So I'll just dive right into it, right? And I'll be highlighting some key things. All right. Confirm you can still see my screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So when it comes to your product presentation, this note here is everything we'll be discussing today. And I would like take you through how to do it. There are some core things you need, like core keys you need to have at the back of your mind when you are presenting a product. Now, I know your back end, front end, mobile, everybody has done their bits to ensure that, even designers, you've all done your bit to ensure that you have a great product. But when you are presenting your product, nobody actually cares in quotes about the work you have put into it. Everybody wants to see what you have to offer, what you have to give. Nobody cares if you put in 100 hours. Everybody cares about what that product will do for them. Nobody cares if your product is the best in the world. You can, of course, if you are building a product, you call it the best in the world, right? As the designer or the developer or the person with the idea. But actually, I as a user of your product will only care, before I become a user of your product, I will only care if that product is useful for me. So when you want to present a product, you should see it from the perspective of whoever you are presenting it to. Is it a user? Is it an investor? Is it someone that you want to convince to, show your product to someone else? Whoever the user is, whichever name you call the user, what you should have at the back of your mind is that what I have put into this product doesn't matter. What matters is how much I can convince this person about what my product can do for them. And that's why you see that in the notes you can see on your screen, there are 3 things I majorly highlighted, why there are 7 things that are smaller. The reason why those 3 things are bigger is because even if you don't remember these 7 things, make sure these 3 things are, you make them stick to your head. The core benefits. Why should my product be used? Why am I here to present this product? I know that, let's say for instance, I come to you as the owner of a product, and I'm trying to convince, let's say for instance, I'm trying to sell KodeCamp to you. And I come to you and I start telling you that, see, if you know the sleepless nights, if you know the things that I have done and sacrificed for KodeCamp to be alive, imagine you don't know about KodeCamp at all. What will you tell me? Madam, I really how is that my business? But when I come to you and I tell you, oh, have you been looking for a way to upskill, or do you want to change your career, or you're simply looking for a way to be among the world-class skilled employee or world-class skilled worker, this KodeCamp is here to ensure that you are skilled, and you don't even have to pay. You just have to give your time, your effort, because there are people behind the screens that have made sure this program comes to you. Now, what am I doing? I'm telling you that, oh, this is how my product can help you. This is why you should use my product. So when you are presenting, make sure that is very prominent. And how do you do this? You need to have a clear product description. What is my product about? What's the description? What's the features? What's the benefits? You need to have a problem solution statement. Now, the truth is, every product you have must be solving a problem. If your product is not solving a problem, I'm sorry to tell you that you shouldn't even call it a product. There should be a solution the product is attacking. There should be a solution, there should be a problem rather, the solution you created is solving. There should be something, whatever you are creating, and that's why during the ideation stage, we were just resounding it in your ears that make sure your product is solving a problem. Make sure you see that some problems that were submitted, we said no, because we checked, oh, do you have what's the long term, so many things were considered, and we said, okay, no, this is better. Why not go with this? Because if your solution, from the word solution, it is a solution because it's solving a problem. If what you have created, if it is not solving any problem, I'm sorry to tell you that it would not convince anybody. Nobody will use that product. And that's why you see that even in your house, there are some things that if you're a spendthrift, you just like buying things. There are some things that you just see that they look abandoned, they look unused. Why? Because it is not solving your immediate problem. And when highlighting why your product should be used, you should make sure that the key features and benefits is highlighted. Your unique selling proposition, why is your product different from that of your competitors? Make sure these things are well, iterated, and you pass the message so well. So many persons will advise that you start with a storyline. For instance, I'll say, oh, I met Onyinyechi Peter, and she's a student. This is not her details, but I'm just trying to put together a few things that are abstract about her. When I got to the streets of Kaduna, I met Onyinyechi Peter, and she was really struggling to make ends meet because she's trying to save for her schooling. And she said she has been at it for the past 5 years. I told her while she's doing this, there is a platform, there is a training program called KodeCamp. It is a massive online training program for Nigerians, Africans, and the world at large, where you can come and get skilled. And this training program, the beauty there is that you don't have to pay a dime. So while you're trying to save for school, I spoke to Onyinyechi Peter and told her that, oh, you can enroll for this program and learn, become skilled. When you get to the project phase, when you're done and certified, you get into the internship program. And if the company is satisfied with you, this is an opportunity for you to even get a job at the end of the training program. And it will be easier for you to save towards school or any other opportunity you want to pursue. What have I done? I have made my product user-centric. I've centered my product to my users. Now, when I tell you that, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to compel you. I'm trying to spur your interest so that you buy or pay for my product or register for my product, depending on the nature of my product. Now, the second part is the live demonstration. Show how to use your product. Now, in as much as you have, sugar-coated pepper coated, oil coated, whatever coat you want to give your product to show the benefits, the problem solution statement, the key features, the unique selling proposition, in whatever you want to put to color it. Make sure you are well prepared for a live demonstration of that product. Don't come and you just be like, this is my first time of presenting. You just have to accept me. Like what you just told me in 1 second is that I do not have to listen to you. Whatever you're selling to me, you're not even confident enough to sell it to me. How am I so sure that your product will work because I consider you a non-professional if you come with that approach? How am I to consider your product will work if this is the people now will say the more that you are giving? There is no composure, nothing. You just came. And actually, and let's say you are having a live presentation where it is not virtual, it is on a stage, and you are fidgeting. You can be nervous and not show it. Of course, we've all had our stage fright and all, but you do not, or you must not show it when it comes to the live demonstration. And to do a live demonstration, you must know, you yourself, you must know how to use that product. You must have used it. You must have gone through it. So that's why if in your group now, you are still struggling with back end, holding front end, your mobile, everything, you're holding it with all your body. Make sure at least live like a day that you'll be free of holding everything together. Make sure everything is set. Make sure you are rested. I don't want to use the word well rested because that might not be possible due to the rigorous nature of the project phase. But make sure you are rested and your mind is sound before you come for a project or a product presentation. Make sure you have used that product. You have gone through it as a user yourself that created it. Make sure you understand that product. Don't just come and bamboozle us, because if I'm going to be spending my money as a user, or I'm going to be spending my time, or I'm going to be spending my energy and whatever resources that you are needing from me to spend on this product you are introducing me to, I should be able to vet it and be sure that what you're selling to me is useful for me. So make sure you know how to use this product. Your demonstration and rituals, your actions, the demo, the prototype, make sure it is screaming value. And that brings us to value proposition. Make sure there is a clear explanation of the value of the product you are offering to your customers. You can include the costs, you can include everything you need to tell them. Make sure you're on your game, you know what you're doing. Because product presentation is about making a convincing proposal. You're trying to convince your audience, your user, the investor. And that's why I don't know if many of you watch all these investors, where these shows where investors, they would bring people that have products, that have even made money from the products, to come and convince them to invest. They will ask you questions that, because this is their resources you're talking about. They would ask you, you need to be convinced and know what you're doing. Yes, lions then, like Henry said in the chat. You cannot go there and be telling them story. So make sure you are well prepared. You're on top of your game. And ensure there is a call to action. Now, for a call to action, what do I mean? For instance, if you are selling a product, let's say you are selling a mic, and you've shown your users how to use it. Oh, this mic, this is how to use it. This is our website where you can purchase it. That's a call to action. We just send the link to everybody's phone right now. Check the chat, click on the link and make a purchase. That's a call to action. Or if it is a product that has to do with service, you're rendering a service. Oh, on our website, we have a contact us session, just click on it and fill in your details. Make sure you register. Oh, anyone that has registered, let me see your hand, let me see your hand, let me see your hand. Oh, is anybody there that have registered? Let there be a call to action. And that brings me to the final point of present with passion and be time cautious. Now, you need charisma. You cannot, for instance, now, what I'm telling you now, imagine I came here and I started with, you see, this is how to do a product presentation. The product presentation is coming this way, is coming that way. Oh, I'm so sorry. There was a mistake at that part. It's coming this, like, how will you feel about what I'm talking about? Like, is this woman okay? You better go and treat yourself. You need to be treated. Like, you might not say it out, but it will be in your mind. Now, imagine the person thinking about your product this way is your user or the investor that you are looking forward to convincing. You've just lost that deal. And be time conscious, because anybody you are speaking to in the first 2 minutes, you if you cannot hit the nail on the head, forget about that presentation. Like, you just flopped. So you need to be on top of your game. You need to be time conscious and present with passion. Now, in the next 3 to 5 minutes, I'll be making a presentation. But before that, I want to take your questions. Just 2 questions. If you have, just quickly. How did I opt? Oh, okay. Do we have any question? All right. If there are no questions, okay, Paul, your hand is raised. So I'll just take these 2 people, Paul and Josephine, before I move to the live presentation. Paul, go ahead.
Okay, Ma, thank you very much for your what you were doing or what you are doing. Thank you. My question is that personally, I have a personal reservation or let me say comment about my own presentation, because it was changed on the way. Like, I'm not presenting what normally we came up with in the ideation process. So I need to really get some materials for this my own. Like, I need to get the material, like maybe like information about it, or I need to read about it very well. So I don't know how maybe Mr. Ike can help with that. Like, can you just share me the material for the project that he gave us, so that I will understand it very well.
All right, so that will be addressed in another meeting on the needed channel. Do you get that, Paul? Of course, you can get the material. All right, Josephine, go ahead. You can unmute your mic.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So I wanted to ask, for this presentation part, I know that normally when they present, I have 2 questions. I know normally when they present, sometimes it's a teamwork. Everybody will present maybe their own part. So what I want to ask is, that there was I don't know if they do it here. Are we going to be presenting our user flow, all those things, or it's just only the demonstration? I want to get that clear.
Okay, so when making a presentation, when you're trying to sell your product, are you going to be showing, from what I just said, are you going to be showing the work behind or the product itself? So where is the product? Yeah, so where is the product hosted? Where do you have it? Now, this is a tech space, so where do you have the product? Is it on your website, on your mobile app, or you have it on both?
Okay.
Do you understand?
We have it on website, we have it on mobile, yes.
Exactly. So I don't have any business with your background story or your Figma or the design you've done. I don't know if you get my point. And that's why even if you did not develop the product and you are going to be showing a Figma, it has to be a prototype. It has to be something that is selling the product.
Okay.
Do you
Okay.
understand?
I understand. Thank you.
All
I
right, you're
understand.
welcome. So now I'll be moving to a product presentation, and the product I want to present to you is CodeHouse Solutions Planet. And CodeHouse is the parent company of KodeCamp. And what we do is, when it comes to, from the name CodeHouse Solutions Planet, we are into solving every problems you have when it comes to the tech space, as an individual or as a business. We are passionate about technology and its transformative power. So everything, if you come to us as an individual, for instance, let's say you need training and mentorship, which is one of our services, we'll take you as an individual and train you. Is it mentorship? We have that, we do that too. We have expert mentors that can take you from beginner to expert level. The next thing we do is research and development. We are innovative when it comes to our research. If you come to us as a business and you just have the business idea, you don't know how to go about it, you don't know what to do around it, we can take you from the ideation stage to the product development stage. So, and part of this is where the research, the innovative research comes in. And the final thing we do is product development. We use an agile, a user-centric and agile approach when it comes to building our product. So if we are done with the research, we move to building the product for you. We do mobile, web, and even if your product is hardware, IoT, robotics, just name it, anything you want, any solution you want, be it hardware, software, when it comes to CodeHouse Solution Planet, that is what we are very interested in, because we are experts in this field. So why choose us? Why should you trust us? We are a trusted partner. Now, one of our products when it comes to training and mentorship is KodeCamp. And KodeCamp is a massive online training. And all of you here can attest to it that we are thorough when it comes to our training and mentorship. We do not negotiate excellence and efficiency. No matter how much you scream or cry, all we are interested in is making sure that you are well groomed and you come out as the professional we want you to be. We take you from the grassroots. Even if you come in as one who is not a computer literate, we will take you from that phase and we'll build you through our training. We have trainers, we have mentors that know their onions. They are well groomed for this. And if you are looking for testimonials from us, we started KodeCamp in the year 2021. We have 648 finalists in total. And now that we are in KodeCamp 4.0, we have, let me just put question mark finalists, because they are still in their project phase. And it has been an interesting approach for us. Part of our training is cybersecurity. And with just 20,000 Naira, you can make a reservation for cybersecurity foundational course. Now, I know some of you are like, oh, KodeCamp, we have back-end, front-end design. Oh, we don't have cybersecurity. That's why we are making this available. There's cybersecurity, there is DevOps training. We have, just name the training. You just have to come to us and say, oh, I want to scale in this area. Can you do it for me? And our answer to your questions are always yes. Like I said, we are very thorough with our approach. Very, very thorough. Now, when it comes to product development, For some persons, they already have their websites and they're like, oh, I want to just host my website. Like, I already have it. I don't need anything. I just want to host it. The hosting is having issues. The guy I gave in Computer Village ran away with my money. Just come to Code House. And it is everything is well sorted. There's a Python program we are cooking up already. And that's with just 50,000 naira. Is it that you want to become a data analyst? You want to become a data scientist? You want to go into AI and machine learning? If you don't know AI is artificial intelligence. Or name it, anything you want to use Python for, that training is for you. At CodeHouse, we are the partner you can trust. And if you want to reach out to us, just go to our website at codehouse.com. Click on the Contact Us page, fill your details and submit, and we'll reach out to you instantly. So you can get to us. Again, take notes. Our website is codehouse.com. We are always your trusted partner. Thank you. Do I have questions? Do I have questions, concerns, anything you would like to hear from me, or any questions you have about our product? Okay, Paul, your hand is still raised. Do you have questions? You can unmute your mic, Paul. Your hand is raised.
Yes, I want to ask you a question.
All right.
Regarding the code house that you just presented.
All right.
Okay, if I am a user and I just come to your website, will I have full access to whatever thing I want, or my access to your website can only be granted? I will have full access if I register.
Okay, when you mean full access, we have a website, not a web app. And the reason is because of that is because we need to get what you need. We need to understand the problem we are solving for you. And that will require us setting up a meeting. And that's why we need your details sent to us via the Contact Us form. Do you understand me?
Yeah. For clarity purpose, like what I'm really asking is,
Okay.
if for example I go to Code House website, so I want to maybe like get, okay, this is a website, not a web app, right?
Yes, these are websites.
So it means that whoever have this website have full access without even registering or anything. It's just a service providing website, not really.
Yes, it's a website that showcases all that we do and how you can contact us. And that's why we have Home, About Us, and Contact Us.
Okay. That's very good. Very, very good presentation. God bless.
Thank you very much. Do we still have anybody else with questions? So Gift is asking that our trainings online. Yes, all of our trainings are virtual. We also have diapods. Diapods is for anyone that is not computer literate and want to become. We have executive tech training. That is for executives that want to learn. You know, so many persons, they're already executives, but because they came in the era when everything was still hardware, using of papers and all that, but maybe their company wants to switch rather to a software base where they have to interact majorly with their computers and do everything on software, like on the system. So executive tech training is also for them. They get to learn how to use the computer and even we took it a top notch to learn several apps that are related with product management and all. So Ike is asking, do we need any programming background to register for the cybersecurity program? No, as you can see on the screen, no coding, no experience required. So no coding experience is required at all. Do we have any other questions? All right, thank you very much. I think I would stop here. Thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. This is the opportunity to solve your problem. Don't snooze on it. Thank you. All right, so now that I'm done with the presentation, I want to hear your feedback. No, you cannot go off. Oh, I just finished presentation now. Mr. Paul, be calming down. I just did my own presentation and I used Codehouse as a product. So what do you think from the things I said earlier? From the things I said earlier, what do you think? Was it a hit or a miss? Okay, Paul said you killed it. All right, so there's this saying we always say after every, for those that did debates very well in their secondary school, they said, this is to convince you and not to confuse you that blah, 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 whatever they used to end it. So this should have convinced you that, you see that I didn't take more than, I'm not sure I used up to 5 minutes to do a run through. And you already understand to an extent. If I ask anybody about Codehouse now, you know what we do, right? Paul said, but this your presentation is sweet because you are not with big. I've done presentations with where I am literally very nervous. So don't say that this your present. No, it's not like that. It was very convincing and short. Exactly, straight to the point. I didn't start telling you that, oh, when you click this place, you move like this. And you see that when I was asked a question, I went back to where the question was relating to, right? And I said, okay, this is where it is. Oh, this is why this one is like this. And that's where understanding was coming. Now, what was our unique selling proposition? See, when you come here, you get your problem solved. Any of it, is it hardware? Is it software? Whatever it is, we do robotics, we do IoT, we do, name it. Is it DevOps that you want to do? Is it cloud? Is it product marketing? Is it just name where that tech problem that you have, we'll solve it. Okay, someone is asked, okay. So our main selling point is our services. That's a yes and a no. It depends on the product. For instance, if I am a food ordering business and my unique selling proposition is, or selling point is ease and timely. I don't know if you get that. That is not like my service, but it is what I bring to the table when it comes to you doing business with us. We make sure that you get your food quickly, easily, and without stress. So I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Are we making use of slide? Well, sell your product. As you can see, I didn't really present a slide to you. I had to write this in a slide, what you are seeing on the screen, and that's why I had to use a slide. I just did some navigation. I made sure I was prepared. I will not start clicking. And when you click on your website, please, sorry, the network my village people sent to me is not working. You see that I've already opened everything. And because that will also save your time. So if you want to use slide, just make sure that everything, your website or your web app is opened. Everything, you know where to start from. Do your rehearsal. And you can use a storyline to start. Just don't cook burnt beans for us. Okay, someone is saying it was smooth. The points were leading to each other. Exactly. Thank you. To what level will the cybersecurity course prepare you for any of the cybersecurity exam? You'll be able to take your, now cybersecurity is like a starting, we are taking people that do not know anything about cybersecurity to the point where they can make a decision for themselves when it comes to a cybersecurity career. So it will take you to the point where you can decide, oh, okay, I want cybersecurity and I want to take this exam, and we'll prepare you for it. So that's what the program entails. Ma, what's the difference between a web app and a website? Because I can't lie, I don't know what we are developing. I need to mention things I don't understand. Please, if you know the house of Paul, if Paul is staying in Lagos and you know his house, I need his address. I want to teach him one or two things. Paul, you don't know what website, and you're a front-end developer. Use your Google, I will not tell you. All right, composure 100%. Thank you, Jerry. Steez is plenty here. But this your present. Okay, I've read that. Norris. Okay, good. All right, so I think we've covered it all for today. Or do we still have? Oh, we have hands raised. All right. So, Henry. Paul, is it me you are telling that God will judge, or who? Let's know. All right. So I will answer Onyechi questions after Henry. Henry, go ahead. You can unmute your mic, Henry Monye.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good
ma'am.
afternoon.
Thank you for a wonderful presentation. So my question goes to what you talked about for call to action. Now, you know, the persons that we are presenting to, our product have different audience. So how do we now channel our call to action to suit them? Like, for example, let me use study now, for example. Basically, our audience are more of like, let's say, we might be looking at talking to maybe school owners or teachers or maybe students. That's like our ideal audience. Let's say we have to sell to them. So, but we know persons, or we don't really know persons that will be coming for the demo. So how do we channel our solutions to still suit them, even though we still state like, okay, buy the product, but how do we now connect it to them so that even though they are just listening, they can also connect with the call to action? So that's just my question.
So to answer your question, you will need to tailor your call to action to your audience, all of them. For instance, let's say I want to tailor Codehouse to trainees like yourself, to executives, to what else? To companies. This is how I would do it. Good afternoon, everyone. So if you want to reach out to us as a student or a trainee that is interested in KodeCamp, you just have to go to our website, which is KodeCamp. Once you click KodeCamp, click on Enroll Now. Once you click on Enroll Now, a form will pop up where you can register and for the waitlist, and you'll be able to join our Discord channel after submitting the form. And we are able to tell you when next the KodeCamp 5.0 is coming up. For persons that are interested, or for executives in our midst that are interested in our executive tech training, go to our contact us and fill this form. And for companies that are interested, you want to buy or host your website, you want to buy any of our products, fill this contact us form and we'll reach out to you. If you're interested in any of our trainings that I mentioned earlier, just for our cybersecurity, just come to the website, or you can send a mail to info@codehouse.com or reach out to the phone number here. Or is it DevOps training you are interested in? We have a website dedicated for that. Just go to codehouse.com/training/KH DevOps and you'll be able to register for the training. Let me know if you need anything from me. Thank you. So Henry, do you understand what I just did? Henry, can you hear me? Okay. You can unmute your mic.
Okay. Yeah, I understand you. What I'm asking is, like, for example, now you are presenting to us because we are like, okay, we're more like users. Let's assume all of us are like young people looking to learn tech skill. Your presentation works well. So what I'm saying is now, for example, now all of us here are like, okay, we are investors, and I'm presenting study now to them. How do I channel my call to action to appeal to them that, okay, we want to sell study now. How do we buy study now?
What I just did now, if you were very attentive, I didn't just talk to students or trainees. I spoke to executive people. That is people that are already working and have long years of experience, but they want to learn how to use maybe a computer and how to become more skilled when it comes to soft skills in the aspect of using a computer, product management tools and things like that. And I also spoke to companies that want to host their website or build their web product or build a product generally. I also spoke to people that are interested in training. So I spoke to companies, I spoke to executives, I spoke to students, trainees. So you just have to know your audience and know how to approach them and the call to action that you need. So if you are speaking to an investor, what you need to sell to the investor is how the product would bring in revenue. You tell the investor, oh, this is the total amount. Now you need to go into figures. This is the total amount. This is that. When we sell this product to 50 schools, we get this certain amount of money. Or when we sell to 70 schools, we get this total amount of money. In the duration, we are looking at in the duration of 2 years, we would have accumulated this revenue. And if we invest so amount in this, you get this also percentage of equity and all that. So you need to understand all those parts, like the business wise, you need to understand that part. So do you get me, Henry? Use the chat. Let me know if you get me or if I still need to answer your question. So the next person here is Onyechi Peter. You can unmute your mic, Onyechi.
All right. Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome.
My question is based on the product you just presented.
Okay.
I wanted to know more about the data analysis feature or offer. I didn't really get
Python
the
for data
price and
analysis.
okay, Python for data analysis.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to know if the training has started also.
We presently have a data analysis training that is going on, and we're almost rounding up. Once we round up, we'll have a new data analysis program that will kick off. So you're interested in data analysis?
Yes, I have a friend who is interested.
Okay, so this is what you do for me. Go to this contact us, fill it, write what you need, the data analysis, submit, and you definitely be reached out to.
Okay, Ma. Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome. All right, so Ifechukwu Nwanchukwu. Before you, Ifechukwu, Ike, your hand is raised. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I think I wanted to respond, but I got distracted. That's to Henry's question about, what was it called? Investors, right? Henry, was that your question? You asked something about how do you tailor your call to action to investors. Henry, was that your question? Just need to be sure I heard right.
Yes, he spoke about investors, but Henry, you can unmute.
That should be Henry Okoli or something.
Henry
Hello.
Monye.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
Harry
Yeah.
Money. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
Harry, was that your question?
part of it, what I was asking is we don't know the audience approaching as per the pitch or presentation day. So I'm asking, let's say for example, we are going to be approaching investors. How do we now channel our call to action so that it doesn't look like we are giving a call to action that is not meant for them? So that was the question asked.
Okay, so the thing is, on a more general note, one of the things you cannot control is your audience, right? You don't have that control except you strategically invite people, right? That you are very certain, will need your product, right? But to a large extent, you don't have control over that, right? So say you're faced with that situation. One of the first things you need to ask yourself, if I have a broad um, s- um, s- um, circle, right? But first of all, who are they? So use the word, let's say, investors. No matter the product, one of the major things investors are concerned about is the business aspect, right? This is the product, this is the value of the product, and this is where it can get to. Should there be an investment into it? This is what it can attain. This is the value, right, of that. So when you have that space where you have what you should focus more on is the value of that the product actually what it brings and the users that has that the value is for, right? Of course, in the end, you cannot coerce an investor. If what you're, for example, like Mola talked about study now, no matter what, you see, if an investor is not interested in the edutech platform, right, or edutech niche, the person will probably not even invest, no matter what you say from now to tomorrow. Maybe there are some regulations and laws that, regardless of how much he or she will want to put inside, it may just he wouldn't really want to, give him or herself headache, right? So you don't have control. But one thing you should always make sure that, regardless of whoever your audience is, the value that your product actually has or gives should be spelled out, right? Which is basically what Imola has been talking about. What is the problem and what is the solution, right? If you're looking for financial, investment, that's where you now talk about the business, right? But that's not the case, right? In our closing ceremony or during the demo, right? Well, you're not coming from a business angle where you want somebody to start investing $10 million. No, but you're coming from an angle of, there is this problem that we have seen in this area, right? Now, this is the solution that we have been able to build for this area. Okay, so focus on your problem, your solution, deliver your presentation. Forget that it does not matter who is the audience. No, talk about in the end. See, the solution is not for everybody. There are definitely going to be one or two persons who will buy into it, but you cannot convince everybody. So don't even prepare to convince everybody. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, Ikes. All right, Henry, you want to say something before we move?
Yeah, thank you, sir. At least I've gotten the whole idea. Thank you, sir.
All right. Ife Chukwu Nwachukwu, let's have you.
Yes.
Sorry, I can barely hear you. Can you be more audible?
The presentation, right? Is it each track that is going to present for the track? One person will explain the whole thing. How exactly is it going to be? Who is going to present to what? Because for most groups, there is a website, there's the mobile application. So I'm just wondering who is going to present two applications, or is it just one person who's going to do everything?
I tried hearing what you said. I want to confirm. Your question is what track is going to be presenting? Is it all the tracks, or is it one person or two person in the case of if you're having a mobile app and a web app? Is that what you're saying? Please use the chat because I can hardly hear you. Ifechukwu,
Okay,
you can hear me.
okay,
Use
okay,
the
Ma, let
chat.
me respond. I think I have an idea of what she's asking.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think what she's asking is, are we going to have different tracks present, like in a project? Are we going to have web present, backend present, front end, and all that? So, first, the answer is no. What is going to be presented is the product, right? The product. For example, Culinario. Culinario is the team, is the product. They are the ones to present. Now, when you're presenting a product, you don't go and start presenting the design or presenting the back end. No, like I think she's Mario talked about it. We want to see it working. We want to see the product working. We don't want to know that you spent 5 million hours in working for it. So if the product has a mobile application and a web application, a mobile application and a website, fine. You demo both of them, right? Because we want to see it working and demo it within the stipulated time. So I'm going to give you guys will have at most 7 minutes. Now, I know you might say 7 minutes is short and all that, but one of the things you need to learn, this is how um, my boss usually helps. These are he helped me to present things in a shorter time, right? Excuse me. So, a quick question to you, Fishka, and to everyone. Assuming you have a product idea and you need investment, you need an investor, and you were opportuned, you were just walking through the mall, and then you got into the elevator, and in the elevator um you met was who would I use now that everybody is so
Bill Gates.
was Bill Gates. Good. And you met Bill Gates. And from where he is, from the elevator to where he needs to actually go, is just 2 minutes. What will you say and how will you present that product such that you get his attention and get him to invest? Those things you say in that 2 minutes, that's what you should do. So think about it that you have just 7 minutes with Bill Gates. You have him for 7 minutes, and you need to make sure that you pass this information about your product and make it what convincing. 7 minutes is too much, actually, right? 7 minutes is actually too much. So prepare for that. Somebody said elevator pitch. Well, I think that's the name, right? I wouldn't really know. Now, concerning who this presenter is, I don't know. You guys should look for who you guys should choose between yourselves. Who do you think can pass this message very well? All right. So whoever is going to pass the message should have access to both the website or the web application and the mobile application. Right? It's either that person presents it or has somebody else on standby to present it. But if whatever you're doing, we do not want delays. We don't want Sam coming. I want to share my screen or give me 1 minute. Once I hear that is already off. You're just ruining the whole thing. So you guys decide. I don't think I will choose. I don't think I will start or any of us will choose for you. You've been in the team and all that. You guys are worked together. So front end, back end, everybody come together and make that decision of who will make the presentation. Okay. I think it does that answer your question, Fichko?
You can use the chat, Yechi. Okay, she
Okay.
said yes. All right, so I think we don't have any other questions. All right, so before we call it a wrap, if you were told or you heard from me that you have been picked for the testimonial.
Sorry, I think Paul has a hand. Paul's hand is raised.
Paul. All right, go ahead, Paul.
Okay. Thank you, Boss Ike and I beg. Okay, sorry. So what I want to say is that these 7 minutes. You mean this 7 minutes that you're talking about now? We are going to do the presentation. It's not only just presenting, like it's going to be a solid presentation that is sellable to our investors and also that is reasonable, right? So now you are telling me now that in 7 minutes time, Paul, you should present this product that we are designing that I don't even have idea of exactly. So it should look not only presentable, but buyable or purchasable or investment likely, right? These 7 minutes are big. Okay, maybe after this presentation that you are, or this conversation, or this very I'm going to meet Boss Ike so that I will have full detail of what I'm talking, so that I will not reach on the way and I'm not just presenting. There will be questions like, okay, what would this and this? I will not start saying, you get.
Wait,
So
calm down first, calm down. Your blood is hot. I've told you that what you need, you can get it from us. Just go through the needed channel that you know already, and you get it. Understand your product. And how many minutes did I use to present Codehouse to you? I know some of you, apart from saying Codehouse is the parent company of KodeCamp, you had no idea of Codehouse before. And I did that in less than 5 minutes. You don't need to tell me what your back end or front end or middle end or mobile or whatever did. You just need to talk about your product convincingly. That's all. And I don't know, this product presentation is sweet now. So I don't know why, Paul, why is your heart racing?
Okay, well, let me add to it, but let me make your heart race the more, Paul. Except Imole will be the one to attend to you, but I will not attend to you when if you meet me to tell you anything about it. That design alone I gave you is enough to know what that product is about and the problem it is solving. So let me even give you, let me put a
Shocker.
let me put a blocker, a demarcation. Don't even approach me. I will not answer you, Paul. I will not at all. Right? You've been given a design. You've already implemented it. That thing is it's actually plain and simple. It's plain and simple. Right? So if you and your team will not crack your head to understand it, so what are you now developing? So if you don't know what to say, just come and just start preaching. Preach the word, no problem. Since you don't on Friday, if you don't know what to present, put on a slide and preach John 3:16. Thank you very much.
Someone said preacher Paul. Interesting. There's you had what you are developing has a flow now. Just well, Akis has said it. So no, nothing for you, Paul. Go and look at your design and get things right. So, Mama, no, now there is no boss in this thing. It's a skill, and you develop it with practice. So from today, start practicing. All right. So, Paul, please take down your hand, or you still have questions. Don't give yourself IBPO on top this matter. All right. So I think that will be all about product presentation workshop. Thank you all so much for your time. Ikes, we can stop the recording now. I want to make some announcements. Thank you.